Hi, my name is Arandes in another episode of Healing Together. I don't know what the title of this talk is going to be. I figure that when I'm done, I'll come up with something. But the idea that I'd like to explore today is the idea of knowing what you want. Okay, a very popular term that we see a lot. And the cause of suffering and everything. So we just let's go with it to see actually how simple life is and how complicated we have made it. When we understand, not just intellectually, but really on a much deeper level, that whatever we want is whatever is that is taking place right now, then you realize that life is simple in the sense that whatever is happening in your life right this moment is exactly what you want, is the best thing that could ever happen to you, is the utmost desire. Now you may say, this is ridiculous. I mean, I don't want this, I don't want that. No, let's now look at the cause of suffering so you see where the trap is. Life is something that is occurring. It's not something that I made happen. Although we believe as a separate self, as a belief that we are a separate self, that we somehow make things happen, right? That's why the idea that I can and I'll go for the things I want or whatever, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The thing is that as life is happening through us, at a much deeper level, each experience is offering me the opportunity to put me in contact with my belief system, which I believe. Now, if what I believe, for whatever the reason is, goes in accord with what's happening, I think I'm happy. But if what I believe goes against with what's happening, I believe that I am sad or whatever, angry, it doesn't matter. Now, observe what's going on here. As I continue opening myself to each experience, in complete acceptance to what is, what I'm actually doing is letting go of the content of the mind. The content of the mind is all our beliefs, everything I think I know, everything I think I want, everything I think should be different, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. As I continue to surrender to what is, what's happening is that the mind is being liberated from content. As the mind is liberated from content, then all that there is the peace that has always been there. Which at the end, that's what we're looking for, right? We desire to be at peace, to be happy. But true happiness has nothing to do with things going in a particular way. True happiness has everything to do with a complete surrender to what is, because in that sense, when there's no opposition to what is, all that there is joy. What else could it be? Only when I find myself opposing my present experience, thinking that that's not what I want. But how could that not be what I want if it's what is happening? Meaning that if it's happening at a much deeper level, it's actually what I want. Of course, that may raise all kinds of questions. Who wants to have an experience, let's call it negative, right? Well, first of all, the label negative is the first problem. Everything is what is. If I am willing and open to have a different mindset, meaning to let go of all the content, I can be at peace with whatever experience that is taking place. So in a sense, whatever I want is whatever I have. Now, of course, some people may say, well, therefore means that if you want more, you have to have a mindset that wants more. Again, that is opposition to what is. Because it's not that I want more, it's that whatever I'm having right now, whatever I'm experiencing right now is exactly what I want. If I take all the content of the mind, I am at peace with what is, and I'm just, I wouldn't want anything different. Why would I want anything different if I'm already satisfied and happy with what is? Because in reality, all this idea of thinking I know what I want comes from a perspective as if I am separate from the whole. Of course, when I perceive myself as separate from everything, it seems like I want things to make me happy, to make me feel what? Whole. But I'm already whole. See? And I cannot have the experience of wholeness when I'm holding on to any belief, to any idea. I can only have the experience, which is what is anyway, when I let go, again, of the content of the mind, of everything I believe, everything I think I know, whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter. Now that I'm aware that whatever is happening is what I want, is what I desire, is the best thing that could ever happen for me, I'm able now to get in contact with all the content, with all the beliefs that I have about this present moment, because that is what is going to allow me to surrender. Surrender meaning to completely allow things to be so the content of the mind can be dissolved. So it's not even me that surrender. Surrender is simply that the content of the mind is being dissolved by itself as a result of simply acceptance of what is. That's why, again, it's very simple. Only that when there's a lot of feelings involved, of course, that's when it appears to be very complicated. But even those feelings are opportunities to, again, to embrace. So now I'm embracing everything as it is. Even those feelings that I think I don't want are accepted. They're as embraced as anything else. I don't label them anything. Anger, sadness, frustration, whatever. You take all the labels out, and this is just basically, let's call it energy for the sake of a name. But even energy is it's a concept. It's also another part of what we what appears to be part of this experience. But again, that's why we're trying to use words. But words eventually, of course, you know that they leave us nowhere. So in a sense, this process of complete surrender to what is, this process of letting go, this process of emptying the content of the mind is what allows you to have the experience of wholeness. And in experience of wholeness, there's everything. What is there that you would not want? There's an old quote in the Bible that says, "Seek you first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added onto you." Of course, when a dual perspective, which is what has been happening, we have been interpreting all these sayings with a dual perspective. It appears to be that as a person, I'm separate from everything. But if I seek the kingdom of God, all the things that I think are separate from me will be done to me. That's why I seek the kingdom of God, so that I can experience more money or more something, or a new relationship or a bigger house or whatever. Again, that's a distorted way of saying that. Only saying is, get to know who you are. And if you're wholeness, there's nothing else that you want, because you are all that you want. It's not that you have what you want, it's that you are all that you want. You see? In A Course in Miracles, they take it a little further. It takes not only to say seek you first, but know that you are. You see? So in the end, all we're trying to do is to get to a space so that we can experience, get to realize, or the realization of the experience of who I am. That's it. It's just like I try to look outside that which I am until I realize that the search is not leading me anywhere except to more separation, or more belief in the separation, until I completely dropped everything and surrender. And in that surrender is when I come to the realization, oh, what I am. Not I am that, or I am, no, I am. And even the I am, there's I am, I. And you know what? Even that dissolves itself. So, there's not much I can say except that when you are aware that whatever you're experiencing in each moment is what you truly want, and all the suffering and all the pain comes because there's a resistance to what is, be aware that that resistance is the gift that is being given to you, in a sense that is getting you in touch with a belief system that has to be dropped. That's it. And as I continue to surrender, there's a transformation taking place that you're not the one who do the transformation. The transformation naturally is happening as a result of a complete acceptance to what is. Acceptance is not something you do. Acceptance is simply what is. So, all I'm doing in every moment, in each moment, is observing the content of the mind as it arises when there's resistance or opposition to what is. So that I can take a deep breath and just be.